Getting stuck is easy. Getting unstuck is not so easy, unless you know how. Whether it's personally or professionally, the steps to change are exactly the same. There's a clear-cut formula to living the life you want and deserve. Are you ready to make a change? It's easier than you think. Go to thehabitformulabook.com and get yourself a free copy. Remember, you don't even have to read it. Just do the exercises at the end of each chapter. If you want me to hold your hand, upgrade your order to the premium course. These principles are the same steps I took to work 25% less and make 30% more. If you seriously want to change something in your life, thehabitformulabook.com will show you how. And get yourself a free copy or upgrade to the premium course for even better and faster results. And get unstuck today. thehabitformulabook.com.
Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's lunchtime with the Habit Master. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I help people get faster and better results than they ever thought was possible by tweaking their daily routines and their habitual patterns so that they can hit their targets that they want. So today is Monday. And what that means, it is Mommy Monday. So before we get started, I want to remind everybody, I forgot to do this last week, make sure you've got your Christmas envelope, your holiday envelope, full of things. You should be up to, if you're saving $60 a week so that you can have a grand by Thanksgiving time so you can go shopping, right? Make sure that you have saved $240, right? You should be up to that, okay? Now this is my blank envelope because I forgot it and my real one's at home, but I have $240. So I've been saving $60 a week for the past 4 weeks. So now I'm up to $240. Now we're talking some serious dough here, right? So if you want to get on the plan, it's not too late. Obviously, if you want $1,000 before to spend on Christmas, you have to start putting a little bit more money than you have been. We started 4 weeks ago, putting $60 away, and that equals $240 so far. So remember, get your Christmas envelopes out so that you are not starting off 2020 in debt. I also want to mention, before we jump into today's topic, which is fear, and it's not your fear or my fear, it is our children's fears. And those are sometimes completely different than how we see the world, right? So I wanted to, get started with talking about the habit formula first. So, we've been going along for the past month or so, doing some live streams, doing some Facebook Lives, doing a bunch of videos and that. And I want to thank everybody that's gotten their free copy. If you haven't gotten your free copy of the Habit Formula, I'm going to tell you it has changed my life. It has changed the way that I deal with my daily routines. I've always been a structured person, so I like to have a list of things I'm going to accomplish for the day. I like to do the same things every day because then I know I get predictable outcomes, right? Well, the problem with that is you're going to get the same outcomes if you do the same things every day. If you want to change something, you actually have to change something, right? So Jim Rohn said, if you want to change, you got to change, right? And what I found was if you tweak the things that you're doing during the day, and that's your daily routine, that's your programming, your thoughts, your beliefs, what you think you can accomplish in a day. If you push it a little bit, if you learn and tweak things, maybe from a mentor, maybe from a class or a course, maybe you learn a different skill set, if you do it a little differently, you're going to start seeing different results. And I know in my life, both personally and professionally, this whole thing has changed my life. And I know that you don't think that, a little book can do that. But what I did was I just wrote it down. And you don't even have to read the book, just do the exercises. These are the same exercises that I did. Hundreds of other people that have already gotten the book, that are doing the courses, they are starting to see results. And if you want any private coaching, I'm going to start doing keynote speaking, corporate training, and also individual training. I'm pretty much free Monday and Fridays. So, give me a contact, drop me a line, message me on Facebook, send me a note, give me an email, whatever, and we can set something up. My schedule's starting to get pretty busy. If you still want to get good results in 2019 and get them better than what you've ever done before, make sure you drop me a line now, because it's not too late. I have big goals for this last quarter, and I know that I'm going to hit them. Like, I am pumped up, ready to go into my busy season of the year. I've got another book coming out, which is what we're going to be talking about today, and that's all about the kids, right? About parenting skills, and it goes along with the Habit Formula book. So if you want to grab a copy of for free for you, go to thehabitformulabook.com. That's thehabitformulabook.com. So today is Mommy Monday, right? And it's all about parenting. It's about, our kids. It's about what we can do as women, as parents, as mothers, to help not only keep ourselves sane, but also help our kids get through things. And we're going to talk about fear today. Fear is a humongous subject in our lives. Whether you're a child or an adult, fear can really paralyze you and cause you to miss out on things that you shouldn't be missing out on, because it's an irrational emotion, right? It's an irrational feeling and uncertainty, right? So we're going to talk about fear specifically in kids today, and we're going to talk about 5 ways that we as parents can help tone down and eliminate the fears that our kids are going through. Okay, so on Friday, you probably can't tell very well because we're a little further away, but on Friday I had some eye surgery done. I had a little cyst on my eye, and my wonderful doctor removed it. Now it's all red and crazy, but it feels better. It's starting to feel better, and but when you have eye surgery, any other surgery besides dental surgery, but any other surgery, you usually are sedated, you're knocked out. Well, when you have eye surgery, they don't do any of that, right? So I mentally prepared myself. I was like, you know what? She's going to numb me. I'm not going to feel anything. And you know what? I felt 0, okay? The hard part was just looking where she wanted me to look, because my eye was numb and it was hard to control things and feel what I was trying to do to accomplish what she wanted me to accomplish. But I went in there, and even the assistant that was assisting her, she had something wrong with her eye, and she was even scared of having it removed, and she still hasn't done it. And, when I heard that, I thought, you need to have that removed so that you can heal and your body can work the way it wants to work, right? It's an irrational feeling. When I went in there, of course I was nervous, but, when I get nervous, I usually talk a lot. So I got all my nervous energy out. And then I just, did what she told me to do, opened my eyes. She put the little holder in there. I'm not sure what it was called. And, she did her thing. And it was over in, a few minutes. And the whole time that she was doing it, I just thought to myself, you know what? My eye's going to feel so much better after this. My eye's going to feel so much better after this. And I calmed myself down and controlled my breathing, controlled my environment. And when you learn that you can do the same thing with fear, you can help your child learn how to do the same thing. It will make life so much more pleasant, and you will be able to experience more things, and so will your child. Experience more things than what you ever thought was possible, right? So the definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion or belief that someone or something is dangerous, is a threat, or can cause pain. So we've got pain here. We've got pain. We've got danger. Okay? And threat. Now those are pretty big words for children, right? Usually they're scared because something's going to hurt them. They're in pain. Someone's going to do something and cause them to cry, to, be fearful, to be in pain. They're going to get hurt, okay? Something bad might happen, right? So fear is just an emotion, and as we know, it is usually connected to something that is unknown, right? It's uncertainty. So the only way to get around the unknown or being uncertain, right, is to get rid of the fear. And the only way to do that, and especially in children, is through knowledge and experience. Now, most kids have no experience, right? They're kids. They're a blank slate. They haven't done a lot of things. They're children. They're just starting out, right? So as the parent, as the mommy, the best mommy in the world, your job is to make sure that you explain things to them that they understand, or at least try to understand what is going to happen, what is happening, and then they can gain a little bit of experience so that next time when this same situation comes about, that they won't fear that there's pain, danger, or a threat coming at them, right? Because they've already experienced it. And you can kind of remind them, because sometimes kids, they're not really paying attention to what they're doing. Maybe they don't remember that they went to the dentist before and had their teeth cleaned and it was no big deal, right? You remind them, hey, remember, you got a sticker, you got to ride in the chair, they scrubbed your teeth a little bit. Sometimes you as the parent also have to remind them that they had the experience and that it was a great experience. Now, maybe it wasn't so great, but maybe you can remind them, because they don't remember, that it was a great experience. And as they mature, as they get older, then they're going to explain, or they're going to experience more and more of that same stuff, and hopefully they can build on that experience and build a solid foundation so that, they're not afraid of certain situations, of certain people, and they can just jump right in and do things, right? Fear can be a very crippling emotion and can hold anyone back, even adults back, from living the way they want. Sometimes bad things happen, and if you're always scared of something, you're scared of, a dog, you're scared of, men in general, you're scared of the dark, whatever, this can really, keep you in the same spot as you are when you're a child, and you never mature. You never get to experience the wonderful things that are out in the world. So we need to nip this huge emotion in the bud, keep it where it's supposed to be, which is little and small and in a good spot. I mean, fear is there to protect us, okay? So you don't want to squash every fear, right? You have to make sure that, your kid's not accepting candy from someone they don't know and getting into their car and then they're gone, that kind of a thing, okay? But stranger danger really is a little too broad of a spectrum, right? They need to be aware of what dangerous situations there are so that they can kind of see. I mean, as an adult, everybody's a stranger to me, right? I only know so many people, right? More and more people are becoming friends on Facebook. I'm trying to chat with them, but just over the weekend, I got over 100 requests for being my friend, right? I can't talk to everybody at once, right? And I've got work to do. So you need to make sure that, meeting people is not the dangerous part, it's meeting the wrong person. And sometimes you don't know until something happens, but you have to be able, as they mature, they have to be able to recognize different traits of people and how they're being treated, right? So we're going to go over the 5 ways to decrease fear, to kind of handle fear, so that you and I as parents can have a child that grows up that is full of life, full of energy, and that isn't too shy. I mean, being shy is okay, being an introvert is okay, but if you want to really succeed in life, you have to meet new people, you have to make your sales, you have to, get out there in the world and show people what you got, right? And there's a way to get around your fears, and by that you have to increase knowledge and experience. And the only way to do that is to get out into the world and not let fear dictate your actions, okay? So in order to get rid of fear, we need to increase experience and knowledge. And if we do that, then I know we're doing our job as a parent, okay? So the 5 things, and this comes from kidspot.au. They had 8 of them. I was reading an article by them this morning. They had 8 fears, but I kind of lumped some of them into 5. So we're going to go over 5 of them. The first one is be patient. And being patient is, if your child's not ready to confront this, you can't really push them. You can try to talk to them, rationalize with them, but if they come into my office, I'm a dentist, everybody hates me and is fearful of me, right? So, and it's not me, it's what I do, right? Because it's unknown, they know it might hurt a little bit, whatever. But as a child, they are completely, I kind of get lumped in with the doctor who gives shots and, might cause them pain, that kind of thing, because they don't know what I do, right? So a lot of times, the parents will come and they kind of force them to do things. And I tell them, hey, we're just going to see how far we can get with this new, this little kid that's a new patient, right? So we have them get in the chair. Hey, we're going to go for a ride. Hey, we get a little sticker. If they let us get in their mouth and take a look, even just with the mirror to count teeth, hey, that's wonderful, right? And, we let them do. Some kids, they get up in the chair, they put their hands behind their head. I know this was my kid, and of course I'm his mom, but he still had never had it done before. Put his hands up behind his head, we put the little glasses on, and I just went and did my thing, and he didn't do anything. He wasn't scared. He just, did whatever. We also have some kids that, they are screaming before, we ever touch anything, right? And you try to rationalize with them, but you have to be patient first. And if it's not their time to do something, then guess what? It's not their time. But then your homework for the next time would be, in between that time, that it's your job as the parent to jump in and try to give them knowledge, right? Because they won't have any experience yet, but they can have a little bit of knowledge. There's tons of little kids' books nowadays about different stories, right? About going to the dentist or doctor, about, dogs, about, dogs are friendly, about, people in general and meeting new friends and, bullies and how to deal with them and that kind of thing. Read them stories. Get those books. They're cheap. They have wonderful stories, good pictures so that the kid can relate to what they're going to deal with next time, right? The more knowledge that they have, then they're not so fearful because the uncertainty level has decreased, right? So being patient with them, we all lose our temper. I mean, I've done it. We've all kind of tried to push our kids, but just kind of take a step back and say, you know what, we're going to do as much as we can, and then, we'll jump in and do a little bit at a time, right? Be patient. It takes time. Everything with a kid takes time, right? Number 2 is lead by example. So lead by example. So for instance, you're at the doctor. Well, guess what? Maybe you need to make sure that the doctor checks you out first. Then your child can see, hey, it's not a big deal, right? If you jump into the pool, maybe it's not such a big deal that they can jump in the pool, right? Lead by example. I have a little bit of a squeamish against dogs, right? I've been around dogs my whole life, and I've had some bad experiences with them, okay? So the bad experiences equals a little bit of a fear. Now, I'll go up to them or whatever, but, I am more hesitant about things. Well, my son, I never wanted him to have that issue. And so anytime there's a dog, I always tell him, let him sniff you a little bit. If he seems like he likes you, then go and pet him, that kind of thing. And most of the time, I tell whoever the pet owner is that, hey, I'm not a dog person, but I don't want my son to be like that. So tell him how to, approach your dog, because all dogs are different. And some dogs, they're like, no, I don't want him around him because, he's not very friendly, especially towards kids. So it's a good idea. Hey, talk to the person and say, ask them, how can I approach the dog? Okay? Lead by example. So if you, put your hand out, let him sniff you and start petting him, then the kid will say, hey, it's okay. Same thing in the pool. You jump in, they can jump in. All right? If they see you doing something, that is the best way. You're the role model, right? They've been watching you for how many years, right? Do things. You've taught them everything. You've taught them how to walk, how to go to the bathroom, how to eat, how to dress, how to, start reading, all of those things. Help them get over any fears that they have, because remember, it's an irrational emotional state of the unknown, of the certainty, of the fear that there could be pain, danger, or a threat, right? Lead by example. If they see that you're not fearful about something, they're going to more than likely go along with it too. Okay? Number 3, answer questions. So we were talking just now, a major thing about fear is knowledge, right? They don't know anything. They don't know what to expect. A lot of times I'll go through with my son, okay? He's got a little presentation that he's going to be doing. So he's a little bit nervous about getting in front of people, right? And everybody, most adults, I think it's like 80% adults would rather, get their arm cut off than, be in a public speaking situation, right? And that's probably exaggerating, but there's a big fear out there. I used to be like that. Now I'm getting better at it because I'm talking to you guys pretty much every day. And I don't really care about, it's not about me, it's about the experiences and knowledge that I have that maybe it will help you. And when I think of that, I'm thinking about helping you, then it's not about me anymore, and my fear usually goes away. It's like, if you don't like what I have to say, then you're not going to listen to me. But I have hundreds of other people that love the stuff that I say and that learn from it, and so that kind of just eggs me on and gives me the fuel that I need to keep going, right? And to have fun when I'm doing this. I love making videos now. I just think it's awesome, right? But that is something that until your child knows about it, right? They're going to ask you, kids, blah, blah, blah. My kid just asks me questions all the time until I'm like, blah, and sometimes I have to say, okay, let's talk about this in a little bit because, maybe I'm doing something else. And I do want to spend time with him, walking him through the process, but make sure that you're doing that. Okay, so if he's scared of getting in front of people, I tell him, okay, You gotta stand up straight, look at what you're reading, make sure you enunciate your words, make sure, and, we've taught him what that is. Don't, just blurb everything. Don't read 50,000 minutes a word. Slow down. Do what you're supposed to do. If you mess up, you just keep going. And we tell them it's similar to Taekwondo. If you mess up your form during your test, you just keep going. And that's what we were taught to do too. I've messed up hundreds of times, but I'm still a second-degree black belt going on my third, right? They're not going to just fail you because you messed up one little thing, right? They want to see the overall projection of you. And that's what being a parent is. You're trying to make this person as whole of an adult as you can, okay? And by doing that, you're going to get a ton of questions, right? You've got to be the dictionary. You've got to be the Google of the world. And if you don't know, ask somebody. The teachers can help. You can ask somebody, maybe a mentor, maybe a grandparent, one of your parents can help. A sister or brother-in-law that have children. Ask other people. If you don't know the answer to it, find out somebody who does, right? Because your child just wants to know. They have their curiosity at a totally increased level, right? And your job is to fulfill that curiosity and to have them learn as much as possible. Remember, when you have a lot of knowledge, that decreases fear in a lot of things, right? And those fears we don't want to pass on to adulthood. We want to keep them, as minimal as possible. So make sure you're answering the questions. I know you're going to be bombarded. You've worked all day. You've seen a ton of people. You're tired. You've got laundry to do, and you've got soccer practice to drop them off to, and all this stuff. I understand. But just remember, it's not about you. Your time is later. This is about them. You're the best mom that you can be. And in order to be that, you got to answer their questions and stifle these irrational, fearful emotions. Okay? Number 4 is little steps. Baby steps. So think of it as, you're jumping in the pool, right? So if they're fearful of the water, you're not going to start with, pushing them in and seeing how, fast they can drown, right? No, you're not going to do that, right? You're going to get into the water, and then you're going to say, sit at the edge of the pool, let's kick your feet a little bit, right? Maybe later on during the summer, they're going to want to get in the pool. You have a little raft, a little donut or something that they can sit in, right? And they're splashing and, going all over the place. Then maybe the next summer, they're going to be putting their head underwater and maybe holding their breath for 2 seconds or something like that. Then maybe they'll start to learn to float and then kick their feet. And then all of a sudden, they're going to be jumping off the deep end and having a great time. My son was totally like this. So he's 8 now, and I'm not the best of swimmers, but my husband is awesome. He grew up, around a pool. My mother-in-law has a pool. All the grandkids, they go over there all the time, and we don't see him as much. So, I was fearful that Noah wouldn't learn how to swim because I'm not the best swimmer, and I can do it. But I'm not a strong swimmer, okay? I'm not going to be going out for any Olympic records or anything. But it was important to me that he learned how to do it. So anytime he would go down there during the summer, I would always make it a point, we're bringing your swim stuff because I want you in that pool, right? And at first he was scared. My husband would get in it. I would even get in it. And Grammy would get in it. And, little by little. This summer, I think probably last year, it finally clicked for him. He's snorkeling, he's diving off the deep end. Like, the kid is a strong swimmer. He can swim laps, and he's only 8, right? And he has the knowledge, right? and also the experience so that he's not fearful of the water. Now, of course, you gotta know what you're doing. There's always adults there and watching them because it's all, kids. But I know he knows what to do and what not to do in the pool, right? He has the knowledge and he has the experience. But it does take time, right? And that has to do with, number one, is being patient. Your kid's not going to learn stuff in 2 seconds, okay? No matter what it is. If it is, they're going to be on the debate team in, junior high, middle school, it's going to take some time for them to learn the skill set of how to debate correctly. It's going to, they're going to be in front of people. That's going to take a little bit of time to get used to and not worry about anymore. There's steps. You have to learn to just chunk things out and just see how your child progresses through their maturity level. Some kids pick up on things quickly and some children don't. And it may not be every situation too. Some kids will pick up on something fast in one area but slowly in another. It really depends on their personality. Are they a little bit more shy? Are they a little bit more hesitant? Are they detail oriented and they want to know all the details before they jump in and do something? And then once they know what they're getting themselves into with their knowledge, they feel more comfortable and they just jump into the situation. That's something that as a parent, every kid is different. You might have one kid that is real shy and doesn't want to do anything, and you have the other kid that's jumping off the deep end and being a crazy person. You just have to go baby steps and do a little bit at a time. And the 5th one is encourage and praise. And I'm just going to say, yay. Now it's your turn to be a cheerleader, to, be in their corner, to have their back, and to be like, yeah, you did it. Even if it's the little baby step. It doesn't matter because little steps will get into bigger steps, will get into jogging and then running full steam, right? You want to just be the cheerleader. Your job is to give them the knowledge, give them the experience, and then you keep going. Let's see how far this kid can get, right? So, looking at fear and how irrational it is, obviously, this is great for anybody, not just children. This is good for adults too that have, problems in their lives, areas that they want to change, right? Now, obviously, you're not going to encourage yourself, okay? Because you're already fearful about something. But you need some support, right? So it might not be just you giving the child support, but it's their surroundings, it's their environment, right? You're on a sports team. The whole crowd goes wild because your son just scored a soccer goal, right? Wow! I mean, it's not just coming from you, it's everybody, right? So, lean on the support of other people too. Not just for you, but for your child. And encourage them to have little baby steps and to answer the questions, lead by example, and be patient, right? Get your other family members involved because, sometimes the kid won't listen to you, right? Because you're mom and you're always bugging him and talking to him about stuff. But maybe he's got an uncle that, just loves him and he looks up to him. Have him go through these, tell him, hey, he's scared of this. Can you help me with that? And say, hey, can you help him, go to this place or, do this certain activity and see what happens, right? And encourage him to encourage your child to, that, hey, whatever steps he has taken, that it's awesome and you're proud of him and this is wonderful. Let's reward you, right? Bribery does work, okay? With any of these steps, bribery works, okay? In the office, we give little toys, little stickers. We let them pick out the toothpaste. We have them ride up and down. Sometimes I'll blow up one of the gloves and makes it into a funny face balloon, right? Whatever you have to do to get them on board to increase their experience and their knowledge will get rid of the fear. So let's wrap up today's show by going over the 5 ways to eliminate fear. And they are: be patient. Don't get too crazy with them. You know this is a child we're talking about. Lead by example. If they see you doing it, obviously they're going to want to do it. Number 3, answer questions. They're going to be full of questions because we have to increase their knowledge on this subject. They don't know everything. They don't know a lot at all. And the way to get over fear is to increase knowledge and experience. Number 4 is little baby steps. Keep building the solid foundation so that they can do anything, right? That's our job as a parent. And the 5th way to get over fear is encouragement. Yay! Be the cheerleader. Tell your kid that they can do anything and help them do it. Be the example and be patient with them, because I'm telling you, when you do these things, it's going to help eliminate their fear. You're going to see them just shine. And the person that they become, you're going to be so proud of them and so proud of yourself for being such a freaking awesome parent, right? We want that little statue that says best mom ever, right? I'm striving for it, okay? Every day I work on it, and I know you guys can too. So that's it for me today. Remember to grab a copy for free of the Habit Formula by going to thehabitformulabook.com. You can find Lunchtime with the Habit Master shows on iTunes if you're a podcast person, and also Spotify. Okay, I upload them every day. Also YouTube. I've got tons more videos than just the Lunchtime with the Habit Master. I've got tons of videos on the 3 pillars of success. We go over mindset, we go over planning, and we go over action. So please check out my YouTube. It's Stephanie Aldrich, the Habit Master YouTube channel, and subscribe. Okay? So that's it for me today. Now, I know a lot of people probably weren't watching this. I started doing the Habit Master page on Facebook for my Facebook Live because my personal page is getting kind of clogged up with people. So make sure that you like and become a friend of the Habit Master page on Facebook, because I'm going to be starting to show all of my videos live from that Facebook, the Habit Master Facebook Live page. So that's it for me today. And remember, we want to build good habits together. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday at 1 o'clock.